Here I will outline the different types of actions that are available on Acres GLAM and how to create them. So the first two actions they're not lipase based, so the low emission slurry spreading can be selected here, and the rare breeds action, and you just select then which breeds are applicable. All the other actions are drawn in through the map application. So when we go into the map, you'll see the list of parcels. So you have to select a parcel before you draw anything on it. So you can select it from the screen, or else you can just select it by clicking on the parcel on the screen as well. It's a good tip, like if you're zooming out and for some reason you lose the parcels or something, it's a good tip to just click into one of these parcels below and it'll bring you right back to where you were. So to draw, first of all, we'll just look at creating whole parcels. So for this, you just select the parcel that you want to assign a whole parcel action to. You will select create whole parcel, and then over on the right hand side you will get a drop down menu of whole parcel actions that you can select. So here, if we choose extensively grazed pasture whole parcel, this is the MEA of the parcel, so you can't edit that. So it will just save that then as extensively grazed. There are another 4 whole parcel actions that are rotational actions, and these they're selected the same way, but it's just slightly different in that you don't, even though they're whole parcels and they're not going to be digitized, you do not have to deliver it on the full parcel, and the quantity is editable. So you've chosen your parcel and you say create whole parcel, and say for argument it was brassica fodder stubble, and if you only wanted if you were only going to apply that to half the parcel, so you can change the quantity here, say to 2.5 hectares, and save. So the 2.5 is what is put in under the mapped actions. So any of these, then the sum of those are going to be the total for that action. So it's the same for catch crops and mint-till and overwinter stubble. So even though you might only be delivering it then on half the parcel, you know, there are only certain actions then that are allowed on that. So say if we select here, even though you've selected extensively grazed, you still choose all parcels. That is the parcel underneath that you are going to draw another action. You can just move this out of your way and select draw. So then in this drop down menu, then it only gives you the actions that are allowable on an area where a whole parcel action is already selected. So if we go to deselect all, if we go to another parcel then, so everything else is created using the draw feature here. So first of all, we'll select the parcel, and then we'll select draw, and then that will give you the drop down menu of drawable actions. So it's all the point, linear and split parcel actions. So we'll select extensively grazed pasture split parcel here. It's also advisable as well to create your split parcel area actions before drawing any of the linear ones. Say for example, if there was a traditional stone wall going along here and you're going to split out a parcel, if you draw the wall first and then try to split the parcel, it won't allow you. So you'd have to split the parcel first and then put your wall in this section and continue on the wall in the other parcel. So we've selected extensively grazed pasture. So when you're drawing the feature, you just have to be accurate when you're drawing inside the boundary, that once you come outside it'll snap back. So you see that when I do it here. So we'll start outside. You just draw along this field boundary then. And you can just pull it outside the boundary, and then if you right click and hit save, you can put in, like if there is a label for a field that will help the farmer, you can add that in there and then hit save. So that will be then extensively grazed pasture. So if we draw another split parcel action, so again you have to select the feature and select draw. So we'll draw low input grassland split parcel. So again, you only have to be accurate, say along here, because the rest will snap back to a previous drawn action or the boundary of the parcel. So if we start drawing here, we'll bring our line along here. So we can go outside it then from the rest of the parcel. Right click and save. That assigns that area then into low input grassland. There's a bit of confusion about splitting parcels, but we will we'll clarify it in the final spec that once you've created any splits, that all this area then can get any linear point or any other split parcel action. So if the next thing, we'll just draw a linear feature. Say if we're selecting grass margin grassland 3 meters, and again put this down here and hit save, and that will save the length for that action. Again, if we select this parcel and select draw, like it still gives you all available actions, but if we try to put a planting new hedge in this split here and go to save, it won't allow, as it's not permitted on the area-based action extensively grazed. So you can just close that, and if you hit clear edits, it just brings back your menu here on the left hand side, whereas if you draw the hedge down here or it's not intersecting with another area action, that is allowed. So then if we can just deselect all, if you want to select some point actions, so there's 2 where you actually have to enter in the number. So I've just went into another herd here, so I am going to select this parcel here for tree planting, and we'll select draw and tree planting here. So say if you've worked out that they want to sit trees along here and a group in the corner, and in total there was 50, so you just drop 1 point to indicate that this is a lipus for tree planting and that there is going to be 50 trees here, and save that. So that just comes up with a point, but it has the number of trees then linked to that parcel. If you have put the point in the wrong place, in the wrong parcel, so like you select the parcel and nothing comes up, but if you actually click on the point, then it comes up and it gives you the option of choosing the tree planting action or the parcel. You'll choose the tree planting and just hit delete. So so any feature that you've drawn, once you click on it, you can select it and delete it. The same with planting trees in riparian buffer zone. You'll have created the riparian buffer zone, and then you place the point in there with the number of trees that are applicable to that. One more thing which might be useful is just if there are certain whole parcel rotational actions that are allowed together. So if, for argument, you're selecting this plot for min-till, if you're doing the whole plot, you can press save. So this will, you know, put this into the mapped actions as min-till on that plot. But you can also select overwinter stubble on the same plot. So again, just select the field again. Instead of selecting the min-till, you just select the parcel again underneath, and again say create whole parcel action. And there are only a certain number of these that are allowed together, so it just brings up overwinter stubble, and you can save it. So then the same parcel then will have the min-till and the overwinter stubble action assigned to it. All the other just select a field, all the other point actions. So the barn owl nest box, it's 1 point, like wherever you drop the point, that is one barn owl nest box. The same for the monument, protection and maintenance of archaeological monuments. It's just 1 point will be one monument to maintain. So there are some queries coming in about splitting parcels or putting linear actions in the remaining splits of parcels. So if we, for example, select here and you want to draw extensively grazed pasture, and you do so on this much of the parcel, and save it, and that in the remaining split then you choose to put a say grass margin grassland 3 meters, and you put it along here. So GLAM will allow you to do this, but for these thin slivers which are less than 20 meters wide, these parcels, they may not be digitized, so then they run the risk of this entire action being ineligible. So if this thin sliver isn't digitized, like the extensive pasture will be applied to the whole parcel, and so then the margin will be ineligible, and you know that you could have put it in another parcel, and then the applicant can lose out on getting the maximised payments. So there are also some queries coming in on, say, if you will select this field and we will create a grass margin grassland 3 meters along here and along this boundary as well. Save. So here you have your grass margin grassland that is fenced off with a permanent fence. It is not mown in year one, but it has to be cut or managed once a year thereafter, or it can be managed by grazing in September. But what some questions are is that, you know, you've created this grass margin, can you then select tree planting and plant the trees along here in that grass margin? So for this, the answer is no, because there is a fencing requirement as part of the grassland margin grassland action, and there's also a fencing requirement to protect the trees from livestock. So by putting the two actions together, it is double funding, and it will render one of the actions ineligible. We will outline this in the final specification.